going on, guys? It's your boy Coyote HD here, back at it again. And you read the title of this video. We're doing 93 to E85. If you guys haven't seen my previous video that I made about how to load your 93 tune onto your Mustang, you should check that one out, because that's kind of like the part one to this whole thing. But now it's all about part two. We got the JLT installed, no more Roush. Before that, we had to go back down to 93 and get everything all ironed out and have all the revisions done and all that stuff. But now we got our E85 Flex and our E85 Race Tune, so I'm going to be installing that on the vehicle. I've already run this thing down to as low as I can comfortably go, and I think I maybe went a little past that, because as you can see, that thing is reading 0 miles to E. But thankfully, we're at the pump, so even if it shuts off during this recording, we're good to go. So let's get started. I'm going to start taking you guys step by step. But step one is going to be fill her up. All right, a couple quick things is when it comes to your N gauge, I already have my 4 displays set up. I have my alcohol percentage in the top right. I have my alcohol learn flag underneath that. And then the other 2 you guys can play with. But these are the 2 that I'm going to be paying attention to today. If you don't know how to edit your gauges, if I wanted to go to a 6-pack set of gauges, if I want to go in and change any one of these, all you got to do is click on one of them. For example, I'll click on load, and then I would go to signal, and by going to signal, I can then scroll through all the gauges that are available. Knock, I can go to diff temp, I can put anything there, and what you would do is once you find something, like I'll change it to RPMs, for example. Just click on the check mark, and then all of a sudden now you have RPMs there in the bottom corner. So that's what you're gonna wanna do. I'm just gonna go through, I'll set it up, or I went through and I set it up already for this situation. So like I said, I'm ready to go there. What you're gonna wanna do, I have a laptop here. These are my tunes down here at the bottom, emailed from Alex at Lund Racing. You want to go ahead and download these files, and you can see in the bottom right corner it's telling me my download's complete. I'm using a mobile hotspot so I can be able to run this. Download these files onto your device. So now they're on my device. So that's just a couple of the pre-steps that I would do if I were you. Just make sure your N gauge is set up properly, because we're going to be paying very close attention to the alcohol percentage and the learning flag. Also, making sure that you have your requisite tunes downloaded from your laptop. I already have them downloaded on mine. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to get out. We're going to pump this thing full of E85, and we're going to load those tunes. All right, so we're going to let this thing fill up. I'll pick you guys up in a minute. All right. They're all full at $45. This thing was literally on E. Don't want a receipt. Let's get this thing closed up. All right. And here we go. So what I'm going to do now is get the laptop. We're going to get this thing connected, connect to the N gauge. We're going to throw the files on the N gauge. We're going to flash the flex fuel tune and start the learning process. I'll get you guys there in a second. All right, laptop is connected to the N gauge, as you can see. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out to our main screen, exit gauges. We're gonna go to diagnostics. We're gonna go to USB SD. That's gonna allow us to be able to communicate with the N gauge. All right, so checking the tunes. This is my flex tune. So what I'm going to do, we're going to take it over to my N gauge section, drop it under custom files, and it is copying that file over. So I'm going to let this little menu clear out. All right, so I'll make sure all my auxiliary functions are off. We're going to go back to the N gauge. We're going to exit out of there. We're going to go to tuning. We're going to go to load tune, and we're going to go back. We have our pump gas tune, After you reloaded tune, this is my E85 Flex. So we're gonna go to this one. We're gonna flash this tune. All right, we gotta make sure the car is in auxiliary mode. So I am in auxiliary mode. Everything is on. It says this will take approximately 6 minutes. So hit the check mark, yes. Everything should start flashing, wigging out. All right. So now this thing is just gonna load. We're gonna let her load here, and I'll pick you guys up in a minute. All right. So it just finished up. Cars come back on, all the systems and flashing lights to come back on and doing their thing. Now it says, tool installed successfully. Turn the key off for 10 seconds and then start the vehicle. All right, so we are officially running on our flex fuel tune. I'm gonna get the laptop moved to the... All right, so the tune's installed, everything's come back on. I'm going to turn the car off, let it sit for 10 seconds, and then I'm gonna start the car. All right, guys, this is the moment of truth. It's been over 10 seconds, we're gonna start the car. Clutch in. And just like that, we are on E85. There's gonna be another. I'm so excited to get this done. Car's on, she's running. It feels good to be back on E, man. Founding module, tap okay. All right, so the car is on, and we are currently in the learning process. So what we're gonna be doing here is we're gonna try to get the alcohol percentage up as high as possible, close to 85% as possible. And at the bottom where the alcohol learn flag section is, once that goes from 0 to 1, our alcohol content will be learned, and it'll give us a percentage of how much it learns at. So right now what we gotta do is we're letting the car idle, letting the fuel get in the system. And the higher this top right number goes, the closer we'll be to learning. So we'll be giving it some gas here in a little bit just to get it to go. 52.9%. All right, so what we're doing now, we're at about 62.7%. I pulled off to the side here in this parking lot just so I can help accelerate this process a little bit. I'm just gonna crank it up to about 3,000 RPMs, and as you can see, the alcohol percentage is starting to rise. I'm gonna try to get this thing learned. We'll give it some time and keep going from there. Alright guys, so the car has learned up to 83.5%. I'm just waiting for the alcohol learn flag to kick over to 1. Then what we're going to do is load the E85 R tune, and then I'm going to go do a log with it, send it off to the tuner.